Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a report from Booz Allen Hamilton, and let me tell you, the numbers might just surprise you. It's not every day a consulting firm's financials give you a double take, but stick around. We're going to decode what's really happening beneath the surface. If you're into getting the real story behind these corporate reports, make sure you're subscribed. Also, check out our Discord community linked in the description below for more insights. This is an 8K filing, which is basically a quick update that companies send to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, to let everyone know about important events. This one is dated May 23, 2025, and it's all about Booz Allen Hamilton's financial results for the past year. So what's the main news? Booz Allen Hamilton released a press release about their financial results for the year that ended in March of 2025. We're going to take a look at some of the key numbers to get a sense of how the company is doing. They also posted the presentation that they used during their earnings conference call on their website. So we're going to check that out too. This presentation probably has some extra details and insights that aren't in the press release. All right, let's dive into the numbers. We're scrolling down to the part of the presentation where they show their financial results. It looks like they have a few different ways of showing their income, but we're going to focus on the consolidated statements of income, which is basically their main income statement. Okay, first things first, their total revenue, or how much money they brought in, was about $9 billion for the year. That's a pretty big number, so they're clearly doing a lot of business. Let's see how that compares to last year. If we scroll back up a bit, we can compare this year's revenue to the previous year. Last year, their total revenue was $9.3 billion, so they grew their revenue by about 600 million, which is an increase of around 6%. Not bad, not bad at all. A 6% increase of around 6%, not bad, not bad at all. A 6% increase is a solid growth rate for a company of this size. Now let's look at their profit. Income from continuing operations tells us how much money they made from their regular business activities. So excluding any unusual items, this year it was $655 million, so they're making a decent profit. And comparing it to last year, which was $571 million, they increased their income from continuing operations by roughly $84 million, which is about a 15% increase. This is pretty good news, as they're not only bringing in more money, but they're also becoming more profitable. Let's talk about cash. Cash flows from operating activities shows how much cash they're generating from their day-to-day business. This is important because it shows if they're actually collecting money from their customers and managing their expenses well. For the year, they generated $882 million in cash from operating activities. Compared to last year, which was $767 million, they have managed to make another $115 million, $1115 million from operating activities. This is another great indicator of the health of the company. One last thing to look at is their backlog. This represents the amount of future work that the company is contracted to perform. It's at their pipeline of future revenue. At the end of the year, their backlog was $32.4 billion. This is a large number and assures that they will have a lot of work going forward. Comparing it to the previous year, which was $29.2 billion, they have added approximately $3.2 billion to their backlog. This should ensure that revenue should continue to increase over the next few years. Now let's step back and take a broader look at Booz Allen Hamilton. On the surface, the company seems to be doing pretty well. They're growing their revenue, increasing their profits, generating more cash, and building up a bigger backlog of future work. All of these are positive signs indicating a healthy and growing business. But let's keep in mind that this is a consulting firm and their performance is closely tied to the overall economy and government spending. If the economy slows down or government budgets get cut, it could impact their business as a consulting firm, and their performance is closely tied to the overall economy and government spending. If the economy slows down or government budgets get cut, it could impact their business. One of the biggest opportunities for Booz Allen Hamilton is in the area of cybersecurity. With cyber threats becoming more and more common, organizations are willing to spend a lot of money on protecting their data and systems. If Booz Allen Hamilton can continue to position themselves as a leader in this area, they could see significant growth in the years to come. On the flip side, one of the biggest risks they face is competition. The consulting industry is very competitive, with lots of companies vying for the same projects. If Booz Allen Hamilton isn't able to differentiate themselves and offer unique value to their clients, they could lose out on business. In conclusion, Booz Allen Hamilton looks to be on a pretty solid trajectory. They're growing, they're profitable, and they have a strong backlog of work. But they need to stay focused on innovation, differentiation, and managing their risks to ensure long-term success. Alright, that's our breakdown of Booz Allen Hamilton's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.